Hey everybody, it's Christopher Small, the owner of CMS Law Firm. We do estate planning, we do probate, we do it well. Today, I want to talk about how to pick a trustee. Before I get to that though, I want to remind you, if you have questions about this or anything else related to estate planning or probate, and you want to talk with us over the phone for free, you can do so by going to cmslawfirm.com. Okay, how to pick a trustee. This is a question that I was asked today on a potential client call, and I thought I would answer it. I think I probably have talked about this a little bit before in the past, but always a good time to do it again, okay? So, how to pick a trustee. What we're really talking about here for the most part is the trustee of your successor trustee in a revocable living trust, although the answer to this could be the same if you were doing an irrevocable trust most of the time, okay? This is why you need to talk to your attorney before you decide what you're going to do. But for the most part, picking a trustee for your revocable trust is pretty simple process. You kind of have one of two options for the most part. Option number one is to pick someone that you know. Anyone can be a trustee for the most part, particularly anybody that you would want. I don't think if you know you had someone that was like a felon, or I don't know, somebody that was just crazy, you probably wouldn't want them to be your trustee anyway, so we're just gonna assume that all those crazy people are thrown out. With that being the case, you can name anyone to be your trustee. Typically, people are going to choose a close family friend or a relative to be that successor trustee. What I tell my clients is that you just want this person to have the basic qualities that you would want in anyone that was going to be sort of in charge of money. So you want them to be trustworthy. You want them to be responsible. You want them to be organized. You probably don't want them to have many bad habits related to money, gambling, drugs, alcohol, right? Any of these kinds of things. So that is usually the first choice and the first step for most people is to choose someone that they know. It's also helpful when you're talking about revocable trust, successor trustees, because these people would often be in charge of distributing assets to your children. And so it's nice to have that family connection so that they know who the kids are and those kinds of things. So that's the first person. The second type of person that you might name to be your trustee would be a professional trustee. So there are banks that have trust like wings of their organization. And there are also just companies out there that provide trustee services. I personally like the private trustee services better than the bank trustee services, only because with those bank services, you often get a shading toward the products that the bank sells, okay? Not always, in my opinion, done in the best interest of the beneficiaries. There's always some use of the bank products, which sometimes can have higher fees, sometimes just aren't the best fit. So I prefer to use just a professional private trust company that provides these trustee services. They step in, they obviously follow the trust with regard to distributions. Then they also typically have their own financial advising and accounting teams that they will utilize to make sure that the assets are invested properly, treated properly, protected properly, all those things that you want. And so those are the two I would choose. The upside to using the private person that you know is that they are cheaper most of the time, okay? The service that they can provide is probably gonna be a little bit lower than the professional company, but the price is gonna be significantly cheaper. Typically, the private person is going to just maybe keep track of their time, their basic expenses, and get paid off of that. The trust company is typically going to get paid on an annual basis based on the amount of assets in the trust. And it will be a percentage of that. Usually 1% to start, depending on what your asset level is. And the higher your assets go, the lower the annual fee is. So that's that. But if you Google any of these professional trust companies, they typically have their fee schedule just right there on the website. And you'll see that the fees are very similar across different companies. All right, that's it. So picking a trustee isn't incredibly difficult. If you have someone in your life, you typically know it right away. If you don't, that's okay. There are other options. But I would encourage you to not let those things get in the way of you actually taking action, of you doing the work, of you setting something up, because it can make all the difference for your family, for your future, for your legacy, for all those things. And that is what we want to protect. Okay, that's it. Per usual, if you like this video, hit the like button. If you have a question or comment, please let me know. If you know someone needs to hear it, please share it with them. And if you are someplace you can subscribe and you don't want to miss future episodes, hit that subscribe button. All right, that is it for today. Oh, and if you have questions about probate or estate planning and you want to talk with us over the phone for free, you can do so by going to cmslawfirm.com. All right, that's it for today. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. I appreciate you. I'll talk to you again soon. See ya.